Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everybody. I'm joined today by Jane, who's one of the lead singers of the symphonic metal band Imperial Age, who recently published their new CD called New World. Therefore, today, of course, this interview will be mostly about their new record. Welcome, Jane, and thanks for your time. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting me. I hope that you will like our today's talk. So, hi, everyone.
Well, your CD, the new CD of Imperial Age is fantastic. So I hope people will enjoy our interview as much as I enjoyed your music, at least your last CD. Well, I also have your previous ones, and they're all very good. So I do recommend my listeners and viewers to listen to them. So first off, let's talk about your new record, New World. The recording and publishing of it has been pretty tricky. Can you tell us what's the story behind this?
Oh, I remember when we started to compose this album, we just moved to the new place. And I remember I was, putting in new wallpapers on the walls, and Alex was composing the new songs. So some of them are really connected for me with this process. And it took us, how long? 2 years to compose these new songs, and so many things has happened during these 2 years, like hurricanes and all other stuff. And for us, it is usually so much, energy consuming, this process of composing and recording, that basically we put so much energy into each song, and we really try to make each song not just a music for fun, but we want each song to have some idea, to make people feel something, to change their state, to change their minds. So yeah, it was a hard period of time, and we tried our best to do this. So yeah, that was really hard, but I hope you will like it. And we put a lot of our energy into this music.
Yeah, I definitely do like it. And what's the story, musically speaking, behind it? How were these songs born and conceived?
Our main composer is Alex. My work usually is just to work here and there, and when I listen some new piece of music, I usually tell, this is shit, you should delete it. And then he just needs to redo it again. So as usual, we try to use as much orchestral classical instruments. This is not our goal, to put as many of them as possible. This is just a way to tell a story. And in this new album, we try to tell about going far away, exploring new stuff. And it is not just about the new directions. So we're not thinking about the new geographical things. We're telling about basically the new world, and it is not along, but the whole story about the name of the album too. Concerning music, we used in this album, we used, at least I did, some new vocal things, because I started to learn a new vocal technique, and I also wanted to apply it. So this album is more upbeat. We wanted to make it more fast, more dancing. And if you compare it to the previous album, it is really much more upbeat. So we used a few more things, for more new things on this album, but still we tried, and I hope successfully, to maintain our our own style, as we usually do. So as usual, we used 3 vocals, and it is very much it is more interesting to compose, to write music for various vocals, because when you have only one singer, you just stuck to his abilities and the sound of his voice. And here we can play with our three voices, and each of us, we can do like different types of vocals. So that's also makes it more interesting to write songs and write music. So yeah, that's it.
Well, you touched a point I would like you to elaborate on, because I like your music because Imperial Age is one of the very few bands, probably the only one that comes to my mind right now, that has three operatic lead singers. So first of all, do you agree? And how did this originate?
I do not like to be considered as an operatic singer, and we are kind of tired of sticking to this classical operatic singing, and we're trying so hard to get away from it. But you are right that we started from that, and me and Alex, and I think Anna too, we started when we started to learn singing. We started with classical operatic singing, and that's because in Russia we do not really have people who can teach you the other styles of singing. So they exist, and now I know few people who can teach you like extreme vocals and rock vocals and all that stuff. But back then, we just knew people who said that, you know, I have this teacher and she's very good. Try to learn from her. And my first teacher, she was just a classical opera singer. So, and she started to teach me to sing this way. I think that this is good because classical way of singing, this is it is the healthiest one, and it is good to have like your basis being built on this classical school, because after this you can learn different things, but you already have some basis, and this basis will be, I think, the same for all types of singing. But for me, this classical opera style of singing, it is a bit boring, because in opera they wanted to have voices as instruments, and all the voices, at least for example, all soprano voices, they all should sound the same, because they should be replaceable. So the different singers can sing the same song and it should sound the same. But I'm more interested in non-classical, like rock style singing, and now I have different teacher, different vocal tutor, and now I'm learning how to do this rock style. And I really trying hard to get away from opera, because I don't want to be like an instrument. I want to use different techniques. I want to be able to sing differently, because it is also very important if you want to show like different feelings, and if you want to create different atmosphere in different songs. So yeah, we started as an operatic singers, but now we're learning other styles of singing. How we came to three singers, I think of course, I do not remember the dates. I'm really sorry, but I have a very bad memory on numbers. So I do not remember dates, years, and all this. So for me, many years ago, Christopher Jonsson from Therion, we were supporting them in St. Petersburg in Russia. We were like an opening act for them. And he watched the whole show. And after the show, he came to us and said honestly that he thinks that it would be good if we have a female singer. it would be good for our music. And we took female singer after his advice, and then slowly we started to we went from a one singer band to two singers, then three singers, and now we're absolutely happy with this because, as I told you, it gives you a lot of it gives you a possibility to work in different styles, directions, and use different voices. So
Okay, let's go back to the album. And I think that the most outstanding song is Call of the Towers, because it's a 15 minutes long mixture of a lot of different things, such as
18.
Sorry?
18 minutes long.
Okay, so even more than I thought or than I remember. It's an 18 long mixture of orchestra, classical music, soundtrack. How did this long mixture start?
It started, as I remember, from the most dark part of the song. If you remember, this song, it can be divided into different parts, like different chapters of the book, and I think it was written probably in winter because it was late autumn, yeah, and these times in Russia we have really short days, long dark nights, so it came from this melancholic and dark period of the year. Then it sometimes happens that we started to write some piece of music and we think that it would be a separate song, but then we got stuck on some point, and then we decided, okay, this piece of music will wait until the best times, and then we somehow combine different parts into one song. And here, yeah, it appeared to be like this. And basically, our first idea was to make this song up to 20 minutes. So we're kind of not failed, but we decided to stop earlier because 18 minutes, I think it sounds like complete. So there is nothing more needed to tell the story. And this song, yeah, it has different parts, as you know, when you tell a story you can start from like some happy joyful part, and then you go to different more dark parts. Um, I'm trying just to make it shorter because
Of course.
yeah, this is really some long story to tell. I'm trying it to make it like shorter. It bases on the maybe you're familiar with the tarot deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tarot cards. So this song is based on the 18th arcanum, and this card it tells a story about it is not a story like a fairy tale, but this is a story about person who is driven by his inner will to grow, not to grow up, to evolve, you know, to become better, to become like more better creature, like this. So this story has different parts, as if we're going with this person through a different stages of his life, of his personal evolution. So this is a really magical song, and lyrics there, it is really important also. But the lyrics, they are important in all our songs, but in this particularly, lyrics like one of the main points. So people, you need to read lyrics. Really,
Absolutely.
it is really hard to tell more unless people can understand what is this song about.
Okay, okay. So we recommend people to read the lyrics, not only to listen to the music.
Yes.
Okay, so the deluxe edition
Always.
of, sorry? The
You
deluxe
should
edition.
always read lyrics, not
Yes,
only.
always. With all bands and with all bands and with all albums. Yes, I definitely recommend it. The deluxe edition of the CD comes with the second CD that has all the songs we recorded in a symphonic version. How did this idea of covering yourself come?
We always wanted to use not only samples, not only like sampled orchestral instruments, but the real instruments. And before we, on our previous albums, there was not enough money to do this, but this time we really, thanks to our fans who donated a lot of money for us during our crowdfunding campaign. So this time we really managed to record real choir instruments. There was violin, cello, trombones, something else. I do not remember their names in English. So it was really very interesting. It was hard because from our side, the sheet music with notes was needed, and I remember how hard it is for Alex to do this, to do these notes, because these people from conservatory, they cannot just learn their parts and play. They need to see the notes, and for us, it is something new to write music in this version. We used the same studio as we usually do for recording vocals and all other instruments. It was really a very interesting experience, and we got a lot of new contacts from Moscow State Conservatory. They are all very amazing people there, and I think it was really interesting for them to participate in a non-classical project. So they, I think they enjoyed it. I hope so. Yeah, so it was for us also very interesting experience, and we also played with a live orchestra on our online show. So it was somehow combined together, because it was these two processes of playing live online show and recording orchestral instruments. It was these two doings, they were really close in time. So for me, in my mind, this is all together, it goes all together. Yeah, so for me personally, I do not usually listen to these kind of versions of songs if some band releases it. But I think for some people it should be really interesting, at least maybe for people who want to add something from their side. You know, sometimes people like to listen like or not orchestral, but maybe instrumental versions or acoustic versions, and play their own instrument, adding something new. So maybe from this point it would be interesting for some people, or maybe just they would love to listen to orchestral versions. So yeah.
They're both fine. Well, you can show us the CD if you have it handy, so that people also see what it looks like if they haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, here it is. This is just a regular jewel case version, and here you can see our ship, and this is I'm not sure if it can be visible, the small person's standing here.
Yeah,
here.
it is visible. Yeah.
Very good. So this is Alex, the captain of our ship, showing us the way to the new world. And this is our ship on which we're going to explore the new lands and see new opportunities and learn new things. And basically for us, this name of the album and the lyrics from few of our songs, it really became real, because in one of our songs we sing that far away we have to go with no choices of returning. And here we are right now. We went really far away from home. We are not planning to return, and this is a bit scary for us, but yeah, here we go. We also have different version in digipack, but here we were able to put I want to show you the inner part, just a second, because here we managed to place some magical signs like this. That's the tree of life. So we really try to not to just write some music, record it on the CD, and here you go. Basically, we try to make every single small sign matters. So we use basically we're doing the same thing as I mentioned on this tarot deck. So on these cards, every part of the picture, there are pictures on the cards, and every small part, like the colors, what is it depicted there, different things, they all have meanings. And that's what we also try to do when we are creating graphical stuff for our music. So we use also different signs. We add them to illustrations for each song. And if people really not only just listen to music, this is also very good. And I'm very happy when if a lot of people will just listen to our music. But also if you try to look inside, to look closely to illustrations, then probably you will find many interesting things there too. So you're welcome. These albums waiting for you. You can check them out.
Well, you already explained that the cover shows a ship with sailors and so on, but actually, even your previous records were about sea and sailing. So where does this fascination with the water come from?
It comes from Alex's mind, that's for sure. Because, for example, when we moved to Antalya, where we are right now in Antalya, Turkey, we have absolutely different reaction to the sea. So for him, it's like the sea, the sea. Let's go to the sea. And for me, it's just the sea. So it is, of course, something that is coming from the deeper layers of mind. It is not something rational, like it cannot be explained with regular words, like, you know, the sea is good because blah 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 blah. It is just from previous lives. But the new album, it is much more about the sea and water as the previous one, because here we have songs written with this, you know, sometimes when we start to write new music, we have this picture in mind, so like a photo, and then we're trying to describe this picture with the music. And we have a few songs which were written with this picture of the sea. It can be not only a picture, but like a short movie. So we have few songs with this sea connected. I do not want to say pirate stuff, because nowadays a lot of bands went to this pirate direction.
All of them, yeah.
No, okay.
A lot of them, yeah.
Almost all of them,
Yeah.
yeah. So I do not want to say that this is a pirate stuff, because it is not. Ships can be not only under pirate crew, but still, yes. Basically, it is really hard for me to tell from where this ship idea came. It just happens, probably we just catched some I don't know, cosmic rays telling us that there should be a ship. Maybe it was this. Sometimes it is really difficult to explain the origin of some things. It just happened. I do not know how, but it is not pirate.
Okay.
That I know for sure.
Okay. As far as the singing, it seems to me that the choral parts are more relevant in this record, but if compared to the previous ones, like you guys tend to sing together more than you used to do in your previous records. First of all, is it correct? And if so, where did it start?
Let me think. On this album, we have Windborn. This is a song where we sing together all the time. And what else? Basically, that's it. On our previous album, we have I think 2 songs where we sing together all the time. It's Legacy of Atlantis and Life Eternal. So I think I would not agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
Maybe it is just I don't know basically why you think so. Because from my point of view, on this album, at least I can say for myself, on this album I have more solo parts than on previous album. So for me it is like completely vice versa.
The other way around, yes. It's just a wrong impression on my side then.
Maybe it can be because of this long 18-minute song Call of the Towers, because there are really a lot of parts, a lot of choral parts, but there are also a lot of parts without singing at all, just instrumental parts. And of course, as usual, we sing all choruses together. So verses, they go mostly there is only one of us singing on the verses, and then choruses we sing all together. That's our like usual style. Yeah, but speaking for no, only one song where we sing all together all the time.
Okay, I must have a wrong impression or wrong memory then. It's perfectly reasonable. Well, let's talk about something more personal. When did you decide you wanted to be a singer?
I think it happened after we started the band, basically, and we started the band in 2012. And back then I was playing keyboards, but I never really wanted to be a good keyboardist, So I was just learning my parts, which I need to play on stage. So my main task was just to learn my parts and play them on stage. But I really also always wanted to sing, but I just never tried to do it really properly. And only when we started the band, I found my first vocal teacher, the opera singer. And then I started, yeah, it was in 2012. I think I've started to do it later, a few years later. yeah, so I do not have this, great background when most, at least for what I know, most of musicians, they started like at age of 6 with musical school, and they sing from the age of 7. No, in my case, I was already adult, and I tried to go to Moscow State Conservatory. They have this, not to the conservatory itself, but they have like a college under them. I tried to get there, and but I was too old for them, and they do not want to have me because I was not good enough for them, and they accept only people who can already sing. They do not want to teach anybody from scratch. They want talented people whom they just need to, tune a little bit, and they would be perfect singers. And I thought back then that they can basically teach me, but they cannot. And then I just found a person, a private tutor, who taught me the basics, and then I went further. That's it.
And who are the musicians and singers who influenced you most, like either while growing up or as an adult?
Let me think. I've never, when I listen to music, I never try to, evaluate singers like this is a good singer, this is a bad singer. So like a jury on some kind of competition, I just what is most important for me is the voice itself. So the singer can be bad. For example, I sometimes I listen to music where singer do not sing, but like mostly talk.
Yeah.
This is also good because I like the sound of the voice, and that's it. But talking about singing, um, of course, at the beginning of my singing journey, I was obsessed by Tarja, of course, and I wanted to sing as she does. Yeah, I still like her, but I really want to, as I told you, to try different styles. I really love pop singers like Pink, like Adele, and like this. So basically, they are belters. This type of singing, which is called belting, and I want to learn how to do this. I cannot do this so far, but I really want to. And what else? I remember when we were going on tour with Therion, I really was amazed by Thomas Wikström and how he does this. And I still think that he's extremely great singer. So I think, yeah, that's it. But
Okay.
I do not have like one idol whom I want to copy or like this.
Well, you already mentioned something about your musical taste. So what else do you listen to other than metal?
What else do I listen to? Usually I prefer more light music than metal. I do listen to metal, of course, but my favorite bands would be considered mostly as rock, like gothic rock or just rock. So I like 69 Eyes, I like him. I listen to Muse a lot, and this is something completely different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I do not really like this small musical subgenres because I do not understand the difference between them. So I can understand difference between metal music and hip hop. Yes, this is this is something I can understand, but the difference between like soft rock and some other type of rock. I do not understand. This is just it's all the same for me. Yeah, so this is what I listen most of the time. Hymns, 69 Eyes, Lord of the Lost, Muse. I listen to what else? Avantasia, but this is metal. So yeah, I do not listen to the completely different genres like hip hop. No.
Okay.
I know that there are really good artists in modern pop music, and there are songs that I like from them, like from Lady Gaga and all this. So I try to to be aware of all the stuff is going on in musical industry at all, not only in our style. So I know something from completely different genres, but usually I listen to metal or to something that is close to metal, like rock music.
Well, Jane, many thanks for your time and for this very good insight you gave us on your new record by Imperial Age, and also about yourself, which I think is going to be very interesting for my viewers and music fans. So thanks for your time again. Thanks everybody for watching this, and see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.